why all the fuss about pangolins? In this episode, we'll be diving deep into the urgency and mysteries of protecting the world's most trafficked mammal right here in Zambia. We're joined by Mirriam Nasilele, Communications Programme Manager for WCP Zambia, an organization at the forefront of combating environmental and wildlife crime. Let's go. Hi, Mirriam. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Maina. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, great. I want to take us back to a time in 2023 when pangolins went viral on social media. I think all of our platforms had a story about a pangolin, pictures of it. And I keep thinking back to the comments that I was reading and I observed, and something that I too have gotten from the field is people constantly asking this question: why is the pangolin such a high priority animal here in Zambia? And is it even a high priority animal globally? Is that something we can talk about?
Interesting, Maina. And also it's really good to go back in time and just see what the world looks like and what people are saying. But sadly, I would tell you that this is not a fun fact, but the pangolins are a priority species for Zambia and across Africa because of its alarming status. Pangolins are the most trafficked mammals in the world, sadly, and this is due to the demand for their scales, their skin as well, their bone,
I
the
have
meat.
heard that.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. And also, this is mostly destined for the Asian continent. That's where the demand is. But unfortunately, Zambia is a source as well as a transit route as well for these pangolin species. And also because this also raises more alertness for us in order to make more research and also to better understand what's really driving the trade. And also it gives us more opportunities to come up with interventions to protect these very important species of wildlife in our country and also as the African region as well. But also another important factor why the fuss about pangolins and why I'm really dedicated, and also as WCP we're really dedicated in protecting these wildlife species is because the pangolin itself offers a very special service to our ecosystem. The pangolins make sure that they maintain the population of ants.
Oh, how so?
It looks really small when you think about the ant. The ant is very small, but in great numbers, ants could actually do a lot. And so imagine a world without pangolins. Then meaning there will be more and more ants, more population of ants. And ants could actually do a lot of things. They could damage our immediate environment.
Very true.
Like our crops, our fields, even our homes. Yes, we've had ants actually, or termites, eating our homes, destroying a lot of things. A very close example is armyworms. I think we have actually experienced the damage or the impact armyworms could actually have on our immediate environment. So imagine if we didn't have pangolins. And that's why we really, really need to protect these very special species.
That is very, very helpful. Another question that I may have observed is people asking, some of us have never seen this animal. Do we even have them in Zambia?
We do. Of course, I wouldn't disclose the right numbers because pangolins are very rare.
Yes, they are secretive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very secretive. You won't be able to spot a pangolin anyhow. If you see a pangolin and it's alive, you're very lucky.
Okay.
And just leave it where it belongs. Don't take it away from its natural habitat. And I've seen that if you are involved in this illegal trade and maybe pangolins die or a pangolin dies, then you're very unlucky. So it's better, it's worth more alive than it is dead.
I like that it is worth more alive because of its ecological services and the fact that I know the area, but Zambia still has some of these animals, so that's very helpful. I know that as WCP, there's a lot of work that we are doing to protect or preserve wildlife in general, but also pangolins. What exactly is the scope of WCP's work as far as protecting pangolins is concerned?
Well, excitingly, I would like to say at WCP, we manage Zambia's only dedicated rehabilitation center.
Oh, this
So
is where we
this
get
is
the
a
drums.
facility, yeah. This is a facility that offers a temporary home to our wildlife species or rescued pangolins, rather. So we make sure at the rehab center, we make sure that the rescued pangolins are given care, vet specialized care, as well as rehabilitation. When we say rehabilitation, a lot of things go in
Into
rehabilitating the rescued pangolins, which means they're well fed, well rested, and well taken care of in preparation to be taken back to the world where they belong.
Okay.
And then another thing that we do at WCP with regards to the rehab center, we make sure that our work doesn't go unnoticed or doesn't go researched. We balance up our initiative with research as well. So we better understand what's really, really driving the trade, primary information of what's driving the trade, and making sure that we create proper interventions or approaches to reduce the trade and make sure people are aware. But another extension of the program or the rehab center that we introduced a few years ago was the post-release monitoring initiative. So if we release the pangolin back into the world where it belongs, we have to make sure that we are monitoring it and just to see how it's behaving back in the natural habitat, and also to understand behavior and our interventions as well, if we're doing the right thing, and also to just improve our interventions. But also excitingly, I would like to say, ever since the inception in 2018 of the rehabilitation center, we have successfully released 127 pangolins back into the wild, attaining an 82% of survival rate of the pangolins. So this is really, really great work. And also this is important that we should highlight that WCP doesn't work independently. We work with partners, the Department of National Parks and Wildlife, as well as the University of Zambia Veterinary School of Medicine, to make sure that the pangolin gets the care and the right procedures as well to taking them back into the wild.
This is all very, very exciting. And I can see that because from my research, I have noted that we have very limited research concerning this animal. We don't have context-specific research, especially for Zambia. I think we've done a great job at participating in researchers across the continent, but specifically for Zambia, that's something that's lacking. So this is very exciting to hear that these are the kinds of work that we're contributing to a larger body of knowledge on pangolins. And I can imagine there's a lot of work that goes into all of this because it's mostly pioneering. This is the first of its kind in Zambia.
Exactly. Like I mentioned, we are the only ones managing a Zambian dedicated rehabilitation center.
That is amazing. What kind of investment or different kinds of investment, what kind of investment does this kind of work require, especially behind the scenes?
When I will tell you this, it's a fulfilling work, but also a challenging responsibility. Pangolins are very sensitive in nature, and also they require a lot of attention, 24/7 worth of attention.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't just let them be because they easily get stressed. They need to feed. They're nocturnal animals. So whenever they want to feed, the handlers have to wake up and go and feed them.
That's a very demanding job.
It is a very demanding job. And sadly as well, when pangolins are rescued, there's also possibilities of them being found with a pup, a mother and the baby pangolin. Or maybe a pangolin comes in pregnant and it gives birth in the rehab center. And because of the stress that it went through, there's a lot of resentment of its child or of its pup. And so as a rehab center, we need to put in measures, maybe have maybe milk supplements for them to feed, for them to be well nurtured, for them to grow healthy and be prepared for the world. So there's just a lot. So with that also, it's like tendering to a child, a newborn child. Imagine a human being born you have to take care of them to a point where they are able to actually communicate and be on their own. The same with pangolins as well. They're very delicate. And so the pangolin handlers as well go through a lot of emotional stress and physical stress as well. And as a rehab center, we need to make sure that we create room and also support for them to be able to do the work that they do. But also this is also beyond with the rehab center. We need to release these pangolins back into their world once they are able to survive on their own. So, and we need to extensively continue monitoring them. And unfortunately, I didn't mention about the initiative, but I've actually come to an end of the initiative because there's a lot of resources that are needed to put together GPS tools as well, as well as sometimes the release is done at night. It's very dark in these protected areas or in these natural habitats that are taking the pangolins. And so there's need for proper lighting. There's need for proper cameras. There's need for proper equipment. There's need also transport logistics as well. You need fuel to take these pangolins to the places where they belong. So there's really a lot of things that goes on financially and also emotionally, physically. So it's a lot of work, and it's really sad. Sometimes we get really, really sad stories about pangolins being rescued. Some are rescued and they die because they were mishandled. And it's a lot of work, and it needs a lot of support and a lot of resources to put together.
And I think that's what I picked up. It's resource intensive, but something else I picked up is I want to shift and see how you feel. How do you feel, or what does it mean to you professionally and personally to be part of an organization and a team that is leading pangolin conservation efforts in Zambia?
Interesting. It's really a sad story to tell, but also a fulfilling, some kind of finding purpose for life. It's like finding purpose for life. And so it's deeply fulfilling to be a part of this great, unique initiative, giving pangolins that are highly threatened a second chance of life. It's like a human being given a second chance. Yeah, you're saving lives. And so it's really, for me personally, I feel fulfilled to be part of this great initiative and contribute greatly to it. And then professionally, I just feel like I am lucky and privileged to be involved in this hands-on initiative that requires me to research, to find facts, to make sure that I'm doing the right thing and the thing that is tried and tested as well. So to contribute to this social research initiative and be able to work also with different stakeholders, it's really, really fulfilling and really, really a great work, and a work with impact as well. I'm able to see the impact that I'm actually giving back to, and also the impact that WCP is giving back to conservation, as well as our country in general as well, because conservation does actually contribute to our natural resource management and also development. And really, we need a lot of people on board. We need a lot of resources. We need a lot of support. And together we can do this.
Yes, we can. Without sounding cliche, thank you so much, Mirriam, for being with us today. This has been very helpful.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so if you had a question as to why the fuss about pangolins, now you know. Thank you for tuning in. This episode is part of a 4-series podcast highlighting WCP's efforts to protect pangolins in Zambia. Pangolins need more than compassion. They need resources. Your support means better care, expanded facilities, and trained hands for every new arrival. To donate, scan the barcode on your screen or visit www.wildlifecrimeprevention.com.